These are the top cryptocurrency exchanges in the US for the lowest fees and the best user experience. So if you want to trade cryptocurrency, these are my top picks. And before we begin, I'm going to let you guys know that there's a special offer right now on Coinbase where you can get up to $200 of free cryptocurrency by signing up as a new user and making any trade of any coin on the platform. All you need to do is go over to coinbase.matscrypto.com and you'll immediately get the offer for up to $200 of free crypto. So definitely don't miss out on that. Okay, this is my sheet that's going to break down all of the cryptocurrency trading fees and all the things you want to know about each exchange. If you want to access this chart later on, you can go over to memecoin.com and join our private membership group there. But as you can see here, if we go over to crypto.com, first of all, I couldn't even find the fee schedule on their website. That's how tough finding some of these fees actually are. So this video today is going to break down every single major exchange in the US and show you guys exactly what you want to know, because like you can see right here, this is the fee schedule. We're going to look at all the different sites, and this is kind of confusing. If you're someone who's new to crypto, or you're trying to trade for the first time, or you don't trade very often, this stuff can be very confusing and very overwhelming, but I'm going to make it very easy for you to understand and show you guys which one is the cheapest exchange to use. So crypto.com here, you can see level 1, level 2, they have different trading volumes, and most of these sites will base your fees off of how often you trade on those platforms. For this video, I'm going to basically break down the top 2 levels here, which usually is up to $10,000 of trading. So if you're a new trader, a low volume trader, that's going to be the first fee. And then if you are someone who trades a bit more often, between $10,000 and $50,000 usually, that will be the second fee. Most of you watching this will fall into the first fee because $10,000 a month to trade in crypto is quite a bit. So that's what we're going to lay out right here. You can see the low volume fees, that's for the under $10,000 of trading volume. And then the high volume fees is over 10,000 trading volume and usually up to 50,000. So for crypto.coin, you can see right here, I gave it a rating of an 8.6, and that is a pretty good rating. And this site is usually best known for its reward system. So even though the fees are 0.4% for both low volume traders and for high volume traders, you can see right here, we actually have 0.4%, and this one is a little bit skewed because it's $25,000 is the next threshold. So 10,000 technically is still in the tier 1, which is why both of these are going to be that 0.4% here. Just so you can see where I'm pulling all these numbers from. Now you can see already right here, they have some discounts, and that is for holding the Crow token right here. You have a Crow staking discount. So with the Crow token, which is crypto.com's native cryptocurrency, you can do all kinds of really cool stuff. And this review actually does a pretty good job of breaking it down, because the website crypto.com itself does not do a good job of telling you what they offer, but they do offer quite a few different rewards. They have a credit card. So if you want to check out a bunch of different rewards, crypto.com is an option for you. It has 0.4% fees, which we'll see how those compare to other fees as we go on the video. But overall, spoiler, it's about middle of the pack. This is pretty common for what you're going to see for a beginner trading fee. Now, unfortunately, the higher volume trading fee is still the same, so it doesn't get any better. Usually what we'll see in other exchanges is that as you trade more volume, those fees will actually come down lower in percentages. So you pay less fees as you trade more. One thing that is a major benefit of crypto.com is it does have 350 coins. As we'll see when we look at these other exchanges, that's quite a hefty amount of coins. So if you're looking to trade some random altcoins or coins that are not as popular or as big of a market cap, crypto.com may be an option for you because they might have those coins available. Now let's look at the pros and cons here. We've already kind of covered some of these. They have great sign-up bonuses. There are really good benefits and bonuses and rewards for Crow token holders. One of those rewards is, again, those fees. You're going to get a discounted fee for how many coins you hold. So if you trade a lot, it might be beneficial to hold some of that Crow token just to get those discounts on the trading fees, but that'll only really matter if you trade a lot. And they do have quite a few coins available. Now, some of the cons are that it does have some transaction fees for withdrawals to fiat. There are options to withdraw to your bank account, but sometimes there are fees incurred depending on where you live and how much you're withdrawing. It's also not available in New York State. So if you're watching this from New York, only a very few amount of these are actually going to be available to you in New York. And that may not seem like a big deal for those of you watching this who aren't in New York, but New York's pretty big and there's a lot of people from it. I'm actually from the New York area, so that's not going to work for you if you're from New York, unfortunately. And I have heard some issues with the mobile app being slow. The mobile app for Crypto.com is actually not the same as Crypto.com. They are two separate entities, so you can't even exchange from one to the other. The web-based and the mobile app are completely separate as far as I know, so that is also something to look out for if you're trying to have that seamless interaction between your computer and your phone. It doesn't exist as far as I'm aware. So overall, again, this is going to be an 8.6. It's a good site. It does some things very well. If you're into rewards and you are looking for some smaller coins, this might be the best option for you as long as you're not in New York State. Okay, the next one we have here is Coinbase, and you can see right away that the fees are a little bit higher potentially if you are a low volume trader, but as soon as you become a high volume trader, the fees are much better. Now, the difference in fees here, this is a maker fee and this is a taker fee. What you're going to see here when we go to the exchange, you're going to see these taker and maker fees quite a bit. What they simply mean, maker means you are offering to make that trade. So if you are saying, I want to sell my Bitcoin for $100,000 and you put that on the market as a maker of that transaction, you will pay a lower fee than if you have someone else's that's $100,000 and they posted that trade and you say, I'm going to accept your trade and either buy or sell for that taking, I'm taking on your trade, you'll pay a higher fee. Now, it might sound like, well, what's the difference? It's the same thing. So if you do a transaction as maker only, you might never get that purchase to go through like you want it to. I'm making this sound a lot more detailed than it is. Almost everyone watching this video and many people that are new to trading or don't trade very often are going to have both of these fees included. And what will generally happen is the actual fee that you'll pay, the percentage, will be somewhere between the 4 and 6 basis points. So between 0.4 and 0.6%. We can make this easier and just go and say it's going to be 0.5%, and we can do the same thing here and split the difference and say it's going to be roughly 0.325%. So those are the fees you will pay on average. However, the low end and the high end, again, can be 0.4 to 0.6 and then 0.25 to 0.4 depending on how you trade. So this one, again, is somewhat in the same ballpark as Crypto.com. As far as fees go, they're about the same. Now, what is Coinbase best for? Well, I think it's by far the best overall out of all the crypto exchanges we're going to talk about today. This one has a lot of good things going for it, which we'll talk about in the pro section in just a second, but it does have over 240 coins. They've added a lot of new coins recently like Pepe and Dog with Hat, which are two major meme coins. So they are starting to add more coins to Coinbase, as where historically they may have been a little behind in terms of the new fun coins people want to buy. So the pros and cons here, there are a lot of pros for Coinbase. Like I said in the beginning of the video, if you go to coinbase.matscrypto.com, you will get up to $200 of free crypto just for signing up for a new account and trading $1 of literally any coin on the platform. So if you are someone who wants to use Coinbase, I'd highly recommend using my ref link, which is coinbase.matscrypto.com, because you will get up to $200 of free crypto. It's risk-free. There's absolutely no downside to doing this, and it also happens to be the best exchange on my list. I think if you ask anyone who's been in crypto for a long time, Coinbase is number one. It's been around since 2012. It's been around by far the longest out of any exchange in the world, and it's one of the most popular and most trusted sites there is. So why not get up to $200 of free crypto while you're at it? Other pros, we have large number of coins. It's super easy to fund your account. You can use a bank account, which you can set up in 30 seconds. You can use PayPal, you can use a debit card, or you can even fund it with USDC. If you wanted to have coins from another wallet, you can put it on the exchange and trade that way from crypto to crypto. Coinbase also does a really good job of having two different platforms. They have the regular Coinbase and then they have the advanced version of Coinbase. This is the regular version of Coinbase. You can see it's very simple. It's plain and easy. If you wanted to buy crypto, you go over here and type in how much you want to buy. And there we go. We can click buy now and boom, we're already purchasing our crypto. It's going to be in our wallet and it's super easy to track on Coinbase. But if we are someone who's traded a bit more or wants some more advanced features, we go over down here and toggle on advanced mode, and that's going to bring us over to Coinbase Advanced. And as you can see, it's a completely different dashboard that's a lot more involved. You can see all of the trading volume going on, the highs and lows, all of the market orders, and this is where you're going to buy and sell, which is a lot more detailed. And you can even set different levels you want to buy and sell cryptocurrency at. So if you are someone who wants a little bit more advanced features and more information when you're trading, you can easily toggle on and off the advanced mode. Coinbase is also a publicly traded company, which means it's highly regulated in the US, and therefore it's a lot more trustworthy than other exchanges because the government is taking a look at and scrutinizing everything that Coinbase does to make sure they're looking out for their customers' best interest. I also said this earlier, but it's been around for over 12 years, and it's the longest standing exchange in the entire crypto industry. Now, the only downside I can think of for Coinbase is that there is a potentially up to 1% trading fee for simple purchases as a new user who doesn't trade very often. There are certain times where if you wanted to buy Bitcoin and you weren't necessarily trading, you were just converting your US dollars into Bitcoin directly with Coinbase, they may charge you a higher fee than this trading fee. So when you are going to buy cryptocurrency and not trade with another trader, you will pay a slightly higher fee usually. Now, I haven't seen any numbers for what that fee is currently. In the past, it was 1%. So that's the 1% fee I'm using here. It may be lower than that now. They may have just gotten rid of that altogether and made it a 0.6% top fee, in which case this would be pretty much not a con anymore. And I can't think of a single con that Coinbase has. What you're paying for, even if it's a little bit more in the low volume trading fees, is completely made up in what you get in the benefits of Coinbase. It is the easiest to use. It's got a fantastic mobile app. It's got options for beginners and advanced. You get up to $200 of free crypto when you go to coinbase.masscrypto.com, and it's one of the most trustworthy sites in the entire space. So there's a lot to love about it, and there's not a whole lot against it that I can think of. So my overall rating for Coinbase is going to be a 9.8. The only thing I can think of that would make it a little bit better is if they were able to get these trader fees for beginners down a little bit. But the truth is, if you are someone who's trading $100 or even $500 of cryptocurrency, this amount versus this amount, for example, is going to make almost no difference to you. It's going to be a matter of $2, $3, $4 in difference overall. So it's really not a big deal when you're going to get all these benefits as a user. If you are someone who's trading a lot more frequently, then there may be better options on this list we'll get to in terms of the percentages, and those fees will add up over time if you're trading tens of thousands of dollars. But if you're someone who's new to the space and you're not trading that much, Coinbase is by far the clear #1 overall pick. And again, you'll get up to $200 of free crypto when you sign up, so don't miss that offer. The next site we have here is Kraken, and this one also has pretty good trading fees. You can see again, they have the maker fees and the taker fees up to $10,000, and then between $10,000 and $50,000, those numbers drop a little bit. This one is similar to Coinbase, except it's slightly better. So that better trading fee, 0.25% to 0.4%, is going to kick in effect for lower volume traders. So if you really care about saving those, $5, $10 if you're a low volume trader, then you could go over to Kraken and trade there. However, the experience won't be quite as good as Coinbase in my opinion. And again, if you are a high volume trader, I definitely recommend checking out Kraken because these amounts over time will add up, especially if you're going to be comparing the maker fee on Kraken 20%, 0.2% versus the 0.4% taker fee on Coinbase. That is double the amount in fees you'll pay. Now, obviously, it's comparing apples to oranges, not quite the same. We really need to be comparing 0.4 to 0.35 and 0.25 to 0.2, which at that point is a very, very small difference. It's 0.05%. We're talking about cents on the hundreds of dollars here. So unless you're trading $50,000 a month or more, these numbers are not going to make a huge difference in the end of the day. If you do prefer Kraken over Coinbase for some reason, you could get a lower fee by trading on Kraken. They also have about 225 coins, so it's very similar to Coinbase in terms of what coins they offer. Kraken has been adding a lot of meme coins much quicker than Coinbase has recently. So if you're looking to trade meme coins, that is a option to go to Kraken for, because they have been adding new meme coins like WIF and Pepe slightly before Coinbase has, usually about a week before. So it's really not a huge deal, but if you're looking to have some of those coins that Coinbase may not have just yet, Kraken may have them at this point. So Kraken is the best for low trading fees. As I said before, so far out of all three we've talked about, they have the lowest trading fees across the board. Now, when you really compare the two from Coinbase to Kraken, the numbers are not that different. But if you are, again, a high volume trader, that is where you're going to really get the benefit, is by getting a lower trading fee over a lot of dollars will add up a little bit. Now, some of the pros for Kraken is that they have some really cool features that actually Coinbase does have at this point. They have futures trading, margin trading. So if you wanted to do some more advanced stuff, Kraken definitely offers those options. Coinbase Advanced does offer these options now as well, but Kraken's typically more of your advanced trader type platform. And that's one of the reasons why the fees are lower, because they target traders who are doing more volume over time and are doing more technical things with their trades, like taking out leverage, which I personally don't recommend doing. But if you wanted to trade those kind of things, you could do those here. Like I said before, we have low fees for volume trading, and they also allow a very high deposit and withdrawal limit. You can deposit and withdraw lots of money at once, and usually that is free to do as well. So it really does benefit those high volume, high investment traders. If you're someone, again, who's trading $10,000, $50,000 a month, this is going to be the best option for you, most likely, because you do have those huge withdrawal limits. So as you can see right here, every 24 hours, if you have an intermediate level verification on your account, you can deposit and withdraw $100,000 a day, which is quite a large amount of money. And you can do that right from your bank account to Kraken. So that is a lot of money you can withdraw. If you're a pro level verification, which requires a lot more verification with your ID and all kinds of different stuff, you can do up to $10 million. Now, I don't think anyone trading here, especially myself, is trading anywhere near that amount of money. In fact, the 100,000 is way more than I'll ever need to do in one deposit or one withdrawal. The only cons that we have for Kraken are that it's not available currently in Washington State, Maine, or New York. So again, if you're someone who lives in New York State, you cannot use crypto.com and you cannot use Kraken so far. So both of these are no-go if you are someone who lives in New York State. You'd have to go to Coinbase, and to be honest with you, that's not a big problem because Coinbase is so far the best out of all three of these. We'll go ahead and show you that Kraken is a 9.4 rating. So for that reason, Kraken is definitely my number 2, only behind Coinbase. And the main reasons are that it's just not as long-standing and trustworthy as Coinbase is. It doesn't have that reputation in this space just yet, although it has had no problems so far in the time it has existed. Okay, our next exchange is going to be MoonPay. Now, MoonPay is a little bit different than these other exchanges in that it's really targeting the convenience of being able to buy cryptocurrency and sell cryptocurrency with any payment method you want and super quick and easily. You do have the ability to buy and sell crypto with PayPal or Venmo. I know a lot of folks that are my age or even younger use Venmo day to day for a lot of their transactions and sending money to and from friends. So the ability to use Venmo for MoonPay is a huge deal. As you can see right here, though, the fees are quite a bit different than these other exchanges, and that is because you're paying for this convenient method of purchasing and many less steps to sign up and verify your account with this exchange versus these other ones. For these other ones, right, you have to sign up for an account and you'll have to put your ID in, put your information in, your address, and they have to verify your identity. It's called KYC, Know Your Customer. They'll have to verify that you are who you say you are. You'll probably have to use a social security number as well if you're in the US. But with MoonPay, that process is much quicker, much easier, and you can be paying for cryptocurrency with your Venmo account right on your phone within a matter of minutes. So that convenience is what's going to cost you more percentage right here. So you can see to buy with a bank, it's going to be 1%. With a credit card, it's 4.5%, which is a lot higher than these other ones. With PayPal and Venmo, it's between 3.4% and 4.5%. Depends on what you're doing, buying or selling. So really, it's going to depend very much so on what payment method you're using in terms of how many fees you'll pay. But regardless of how you pay on MoonPay, the fees will be a bit higher than these other ones. Okay, so obviously with that being said, MoonPay is best for credit card and easy purchases. And MoonPay does offer over 100 different cryptocurrencies to purchase, which means you can really access a lot of different crypto with your Venmo account or a credit card. So the pros of MoonPay are that, again, it's easy and convenient and it's super quick, and you have a bunch of different options for payment. But the downside is the obvious glaring one, that is there are going to be higher fees for this convenience. So we're going to give MoonPay a solid 8.6 rating. It's going to be about the same as Crypto.com. I personally would only use these in specific circumstances. So for Crypto.com, really I'd be using it for the rewards, and for MoonPay, I'd be using it if I wanted to purchase with Venmo or a credit card. The next exchange is eToro, and we can go over to the fee schedule, and right here, this one is really, really easy to understand. It is a 1% fee for buying or selling. It's done. It's easy. There's no variables. There's no maker or taker. It's 1% all the way across. And they add it as a spread fee, meaning that you're not going to really see this fee when you purchase. It won't lay it out for you. What will happen is the price of the crypto will be higher or lower based on the fee baked into the price of that crypto. So it won't seem like you're paying a fee, but you actually will be paying a 1% fee, which, if we go back over here, is going to be significantly higher than these other sites. So even though it doesn't seem like it's a high fee, just know that it is. It's going to be 4 times higher than Kraken and about 2.5 times higher than Coinbase. Same thing with Crypto.com. So this one is by far the worst in terms of the fees so far. This 1% fee, even though it's very simple to understand, it's not something that I'd be looking forward to trading constantly, because whether I'm a high volume trader or not, it's going to be a lot more expensive to trade over time. So I'm going to give it a 7.6. It's going to be a mid-tier one. I put best for boomers. This is kind of a joke. I've never used eToro, and I don't think I ever will. It's not anywhere near comparable in the amount of coins either, so it has a far lower amount of coins available to trade than these other options so far. And it's got, again, a 2 to 4 times higher trading fee no matter who you are, no matter how much you trade. The only pro I could say here versus these other options is that it does have a social investing aspect where you can match trade other popular traders on the platform. If you wanted to trade like someone who's doing really well, you could basically just copy all the trades right on the platform itself. Now, in terms of the downside, the trading is not available on eToro in New York, Nevada, Hawaii, or Puerto Rico. So once again, our New York State homies are not going to be able to use eToro. So once again, New York folks, just make it easy. Go to Coinbase. That's basically the only place you're going to be able to go. And lucky for you, it is still number 1 on this list. Spoiler, it's number 1, period. So you're going to have to go to Coinbase if you're in New York. And guess what? You New York folks will get up to $200 of free crypto when you go to coinbase.matchcrypto.com. Don't miss out on that. eToro doesn't have any crypto to crypto trading pairs, meaning that if you wanted to exchange Ethereum for Bitcoin, you have to do Ethereum into US dollars, then US dollars into Bitcoin. So you're going to have to make multiple trades to do the same transaction. And again, you're going to get charged 1% fee on both transactions. So you end up paying 2% as opposed to paying 1% just doing that one trading pair. It's also difficult to withdraw crypto. You have to pay a 2% fee to withdraw Bitcoin from your account. That's ridiculous. No other sites here have that. So that's definitely a downside. And there's also a first-time deposit requirement of $100, which, as far as I know, none of these other sites have as well. So honestly, after going through this a bit more here, there's really no reason to use eToro that I can think of. We're going to downgrade this to a 6.7, and we're actually going to put this in the red right here because this is a site I just don't want to use. There's nothing about it that I like. The social investing aspect is not good enough for me to offset all the other problems we have. Okay, our next site here is going to be Binance.us, and this trading chart is even more confusing, and in fact, I'm in the way of some of these right here. You can see 0.4, 0.6, 0.25, and 0.4. That, if you remember correctly, is going to be very similar to another one we have here, which is going to be Coinbase. It's the exact same as Coinbase, so Binance US will be the same trading fees across the board to Coinbase. It also has a pretty substantial amount of coins with 150, and I would say that this one is best used for experienced traders. There's not a whole lot here that Binance offers that differentiates itself from these other options. They do have low fees, which again, you also have the same at Coinbase. And one of the things that is beneficial here that's similar to Crypto.com is that you can get a discount on those trading fees by using the Binance token. So if we go back to the fee schedule here, you can see right here this little toggle. If you use BNB, the Binance token, to pay for your fees when trading, you will see that you're going to get a 5% discount on all of the fees. So when we toggle this off, it's 0.4 and 0.6. When we toggle it on, it's 0.38 and 0.57. So we are going to get a very small 5% off on all of these fee tiers for using BNB to pay, just like we would on Crypto.com using the Crow coin. Now, Now, as I'm making this video, I'm pretty sure they still don't allow US dollar fiat trades, meaning that if you wanted to use Binance US, you'd actually have to fund it with cryptocurrency from another exchange or a wallet. Now, for the cons of Binance US, there's kind of a big deal. It doesn't allow you to use US dollars to trade anymore. So what happened late last year is that the SEC basically said that they can no longer accept US dollar deposits and withdrawals. So you can see right here when we go to the list of supported cryptocurrencies as of right now, again, they do offer 150 options, but as you see, all the trading pairs are only available in USDT, which is Tether, a cryptocurrency, meaning that you can't submit your US dollars from your bank to Binance to trade to Bitcoin, Ethereum, or other coins, and you can't off-ramp, so you can't sell your Bitcoin on Binance US and go into US dollars to put in your bank. For most people, this is going to be a really big downside. So for that reason, we're going to go and put this at a 7.5. If you did have the ability to off-ramp and on-ramp to Binance US, this would go back up into the 8s and be similar in a lot of ways to Kraken right now, because it's basically unusable as a US customer because there's no way to get your money off without going to another exchange or another crypto wallet first. We're going to put this at a 7.5, and even that might be generous. We're going to go and drop it down to a 7.2 because majority of you will never want to use Binance US, and I wouldn't recommend using it at all because it's just not an optimal option at the moment. Okay, our next exchange is going to be Robinhood, and if we go over to the fees, you can see right here that Robinhood charges crypto fees in a different way than anyone else does so far. As you may know about Robinhood, it is a fantastic mobile app that allows you to trade stocks typically, but they're adding a lot more cryptocurrency, and they recently just added Pepe to the list of options for cryptocurrency trading. Now, they don't have any technically fees, it's free trading. However, you are going to get charged a spread fee, meaning that it's similar to eToro, where you will get charged a higher price for the coin you're buying or selling, but you won't technically be charged a fee for it. So you can see right here, the way that they make money from their trading revenues is for every $100 of notional value for crypto orders, they're going to receive 55 cents in rebates from its trading venues. So that's how Robinhood's going to make money from when you trade crypto on Robinhood. Generally speaking, most people will never notice or care that there is going to be a variable unknown spread fee, but there aren't that many coins, so unless you're really loving Robinhood, I figure that most of you will want to use something like Coinbase because it also has a fantastic mobile app. Even Kraken's mobile app is really quite strong. And so Robinhood is really only the most beneficial if you really want to have a great app experience and you also wanted to trade stocks. Now, it just so happens that if you go and use my link down below, you'll actually be able to get a free stock when you sign up to a new account on Robinhood. You don't even have to do anything. If you sign up for an account brand new, you'll automatically get a free stock. So if you've never used Robinhood before, it is a way to trade cryptocurrency. They are adding more crypto as we speak. There's currently 20 coins, but I imagine by the end of next year, they're going to have over 40, 50 coins on the app as well, because they are rapidly adding new coins that matter. They're trying to become a much bigger player in the cryptocurrency space. You can also now transfer your coins off of Robinhood to a wallet or another exchange, which is a huge deal. You couldn't do this last year or the year before, and that was a big downside because all of your coins were trapped on Robinhood. It didn't really feel like you could own them if you wanted to, but now that's changed, so it is very convenient. As you may know, it's phenomenal for trading stocks. It is a great app, one of the best I've ever used in terms of finance mobile apps. And so Robinhood is now a much better option, in my opinion, for trading crypto. Some of the downsides are that still it has a very few amount of altcoin options. So if you want to trade some smaller coins, they're not going to have them on Robinhood just yet. And depending on where we're at, the spreads could be a bit rough at times. So you have to determine whether or not it's a premium you want to pay, or if you'd prefer to know exactly what fees you're paying and pay lower amounts on something like Coinbase or Kraken. Overall, we're going to give Robinhood an 8.9. So currently this comes in as my third favorite option behind Coinbase and Kraken. Now, although it's not technically as much of a true exchange and it hasn't had nearly as many coins available as something like crypto.com has, you still can get a really great experience. If you are someone who's newer to trading, if you're a low volume trader, or if you really like trading on mobile and making it super easy to understand, I highly recommend checking out Robinhood. And you also get that amazing bonus offer. If you go to Robinhood, if you go to stocks.matscrypto.com, you'll get a free stock when you sign up to a new Robinhood account. Our next exchange is Gemini, and this one also has very similar fees to the other exchanges we we've looked at so far, 0.4 to 0.2 and 0.3 to 0.1. So going over here, we can see that this one's very similar to Kraken in terms of the trading fees. It's actually a bit better when it comes to high volume. So if you really wanted to be a high volume trader, the best one we've talked about so far is going to be Gemini. We'll go ahead and highlight that right quick right here so you can see that that is the best option for high volume trading, the 0.1 to 0.3%. That is a pretty dang good price, especially considering no other exchange as of right now has as low as a 0.1% trading fee. One of the downsides is that it has less coins than these other options. So Gemini does have 70 coins to trade, but it's certainly not as much as Crypto.com, Coinbase, and Kraken have. Overall, I would say that this is best for security, although you could also put this experienced traders option in here. So we'll put security and experienced traders, because experienced traders trading a high volume amount will really want to use Gemini, especially if it has their coins. If you're trying to trade some smaller altcoins, then there is one other option we're going to look at next that might be better for you. But if you are trading Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any other major coin in a high volume amount, over $10,000 a month, this is the go-to option for the cheapest one on this list. Now, quickly looking at the pros, it is available in every single US state. So for our New York State friends watching this video, your options are currently Gemini or Coinbase or Robinhood. Those are three really good options. Again, Coinbase is still by far number one, and we'll go ahead and reveal right here that this is going to be a 9.0. So it's right in line with Robinhood. Obviously, the benefits here are that you're going to get a larger amount of coins you can trade, and you're going to have most likely cheaper fees to trade on Gemini. So for the New York folks, your best options are going to be Coinbase and then Gemini. Now, one thing Gemini does really well is it has a very strong security system. All of these sites have different ways to secure the coins that they're holding for their customers. I would say overall, if I had to pick the top two in terms of security, it's going to be Gemini and it's going to be Coinbase. So that's one thing. If you really care about security, Gemini does a great job of that. They have a good mobile app, but the major downside, if there is any, is that it's got a lot less coins than other exchanges. Like we said before, it's got about a third of the coins that you would have on these other exchanges. In fact, it's got less than a third of those coins, but it may be a great option for you depending on what you want to trade. Okay, the final exchange on our list here today is going to be KuCoin, and this one also has a very, very involved fee schedule. You can see that they also have this bonus where if you hold the KuCoin actual token, the KCS token, you will get a benefit or a discount on the trading fees. So the maker and taker fee is actually quite good. You're going to have 0.1% and it will be 0.08% if you have that bonus you apply with the KCS coin. But these overall are the best trading fees. As a low volume trader, KuCoin is your best option. That's not all there is to KuCoin here. It also has a significant amount of coins, 800 plus coins. So if you are someone who wants to trade small altcoins, this is the best option for you because you're going to have that very low fee, whether you're a low volume trader or a high volume trader. Both of these options are going to be the best option in terms of the lowest, cheapest fees to trade coins, and you have a ton of options in terms of which coins you can trade. So going over to the pros, we have a ton of coins available. It has the lowest fees for both low volume and high volume traders, and you can get even further fee discounts when you use the KCS coin as your payment method. Now, unfortunately, as of right now, you can see at this top banner on the site, US users are required to withdraw their assets by December 17, 2024. Unfortunately, right now, very similar to Binance US, the US government is coming after KuCoin, and so there are some issues with withdrawals and deposits for US dollars, meaning that for the sake of this video, we are going to basically say that there's no fiat trading and there's no fiat withdrawals, or we can even add deposits over here because I'm not sure that there will be after December 17th. So although right now you might be able to do those things, I wouldn't expect to be able to do those things for much longer, meaning that it's going to end up being a lot like Binance US, where you aren't going to be able to use USD to get to and from your bank account with KuCoin. So if you do want to trade on KuCoin, even though there's a lot of small altcoins for a very low trading fee, you're going to have to use another exchange to transfer coins in or out of KuCoin, or a crypto wallet, which is going to really ruin the experience for a lot of traders. It's going to add a lot more steps. You might as well just go and use one of the other better exchanges at that point if you're going to need to do multiple exchanges just to get back to your bank account. And just to elaborate on that a little further, let's say I wanted to buy an altcoin that's very small. We'll call it small alt 1. If I wanted to buy that over on KuCoin, what I would have to do to get my dollars, I'd have to go to my bank, put my dollars from my bank into something like Coinbase, exchange the US dollars into US dollars Terra, so USDT, then send the USDT from Coinbase into my KuCoin account, then trade the Tether from Tether into small altcoin 1, then hold it for however long I want on that account. I convert it back into US dollar Terra, send the US dollar Terra back to Coinbase, then trade the US dollar Terra back into USD on Coinbase, then withdraw the USD back to my bank account from Coinbase. That's the process you're gonna have to do to use KuCoin. Just speaking that out loud sounded super, super difficult. Now imagine going and actually having to do all of those steps. And unfortunately, although I want to rate this an 8.6, we're going to have to go ahead and put it also at a 7.5. The only reason I'm going to be ranking this one higher than Binance is because it does have way more coins for a way lower fee. So if you wanted to trade a super small altcoin and you really, really wanted to do that, you could do it. It would just take another few extra steps and you'd have to use another one of these exchanges, namely one of the exchanges that allows you to exchange your US dollars to and from a bank account. So ultimately, no matter how you stretch it, if you wanted to use Coinbase or Binance, you're gonna have to end up using basically Coinbase or Kraken as well. And if you are a New York resident, you can't even use Kraken, so you're gonna have to use Coinbase or Robinhood. So in that case, you'd have to use Coinbase. So if it wasn't clear and obvious already, all roads basically lead back to Coinbase being the best option. Even though the trading fees are not the best, they're certainly also not the worst. They're very middle of the pack, but overall Coinbase is going to be your best option to trade a lot of coins, have the experience you want, have a great mobile app and desktop app, and to get up to $200 of free cryptocurrency just for signing up and trading any coin at coinbase.matscrypto.com. So here you have it. These are the top options. The number one best overall is going to be Coinbase, so we'll put that in the green. The second best option overall is going to be Kraken, and then the third best option overall is going to be a toss-up between Robinhood and Gemini. Each one of these exchanges has a reason that you should use it and a reason that you probably won't use it. But if you wanted to make a one-stop easy shop, obviously Coinbase is the best option and Kraken would be a close second. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. We're going to be talking about crypto all bull run long, helping you make the most money possible. And before you head out, go over and watch this video right here because I talk about all kinds of altcoins that I'm buying right now for this bull run.